Oh, and we're live now, Dean. Can you believe that? We're 40 minutes late, but welcome everybody to the Maximum Libertarian Podcast here on YouTube, Rumble, X, and so many other places. So, what should they do, Dean?
Smash that like button. Go share it with your friends. Yeah, some technical difficulties tonight. Don't know what's going
Yeah,
on.
we had a few difficulties, but it's all worked out now. So, I guess it's very, we've got several things to talk about, but we've got several upcoming guests. We've got Greg Gaff. He reached out and wants to speak to us. He's one of the America's most sought after reputation management experts who works with billionaires, political leaders, and public figures under coordinated attack. He operates a highly specialized niche, helping clients navigate reputation crisis, digital smear campaigns, and activists or opposition-driven attacks that threaten careers, brands, and elections. We've got him coming up. We've got let's see, we've got Kate. Her name is Kate Asarif. She's the CEO of DIP Sustainable Hair Care, and her whole message is she built a 7-figure income on sustainable brand, purposefully not selling on Amazon or paying influencers. She champions the small retail stores that sells her products. And then finally, we've got a gentleman. He's currently, what's his name? Jaxus Lemire. He's a member of the White House Faith Council, head pastor for Trump. And he's talked about the faith in the 2026 initiatives. So we've got that coming up. So we've got a lot of, and then we've got Rob Yates. We've got the Grumpy Gnome. And I'm going to reach out to other people that are running for LNC chair, and hopefully we get them on here. And then also, as we're going to start off right now, there was some success in New Jersey.
Yes, there was.
Yeah. So, do you want to talk about it?
I can. We're gonna try to get the chair of the Southern New Jersey chair of the LP from New Jersey coming up here in the next couple of days, maybe a week or so. We're gonna try to get him in. But we've talked about it before. But there was with Alana Lagia, we had her on. We talked about the recall in New Jersey in Pemberton Township, which I'm very knowledgeable on because I used to live there. I lived in Tabernacle, but I also lived in Pemberton and knew all about the area. Well, the mayor is resigning as of tomorrow. So the pressure was put to the pedal by the Libertarian Party of New Jersey and the public, and his butt is out the door. So
I think that's a good thing that people know, because I think a lot of times people want to fantasize. Here is the story that you can see that was posted on by the New Jersey Libertarian Party, that the embattled what's the city name?
Pemberton, town of Pemberton.
Okay, and his name was Jack Thompson. He has submitted his resignation letter to the municipality and will leave office tomorrow, December 31st. He has a lot of allegations involving harassment, sexual harassment, and so forth. But we're going to have they're going to come on. I think what I wanted to talk about right there is, let's be honest. I wish I could sit here and go, all the New Jersey libertarians are million strong, hundreds of thousands of people show up to vote for them. But a lot of times they are a small group, and just a small group can make a lot of noise and can move issues.
And this is one of the
I think that's where people get lost. They think, oh my gosh, you can't go up against a Senator Mark Warner. It's an uphill climb. There's definitely an uphill climb. So, but you can make changes if you really want to, and hopefully it's good changes and not just these.
What's going to be interesting?
What's that?
It's going to be interesting. He was a Democrat. There's a bunch of Republicans fighting for his spot. There's his vice mayor's a Republican. I don't know how they're rules are written there, so I don't know how this is all going to play out. It's changed so much since I left, but how their rules are written. But
I think it's a really good. I think it's a big.
I think the good thing is that the pressure was put on, and he resigned. So,
right.
Congratulations to the New Jersey Libertarian Party.
Yeah, absolutely. A small group got together and said, "Hey, let's move this guy along," and that's what they did. They moved him right along. And
later,
Alligator.
alligator.
Yeah. But overall, like I said, we've got a lot of guests coming up. That was, I think what they did right there was very good. Very happy for that. So we can lower that one. And so then I think, what other big things are going on that you want to talk about, Dane?
Well, there's two things I saw. Just saw same thing with Sutterdene trying to get rid of the rest of the food tax or whatever at local municipalities. So that's a push that they're trying to do, obviously in the state of Virginia. But as of 17th, we all know that the state becomes a Democratic stronghold. So we got to try to get in where we can get in. Basically, stuff for the what we believe as libertarians. We need to talk to our elected officials, unfortunately, that are not libertarians, and try to get them to get on line with that. Furthermore, I got hints dropped at me about 2 weeks ago about the current secretary of the Libertarian Party of Virginia, Tina Milner, who's done an amazing job, can't run the next time. And I'm like, is that something that you're trying to hint to me? Like, you're trying to hint to me that I should run, right? And, it wasn't pushed at first. It was kind of like, well, we don't have anybody else at the point. And then Jason Bruce, our vice chairman, reached out, who's running for vice chair again. He says, I'm putting your name up for nomination. So I'm going to accept that nomination from them. I'm going to step back in and help the party where it needs to be helped, because unfortunately, it doesn't seem like we have a lot of people. I told them if they find a better person that wants to do it, happy to say, go ahead and do it. But I have the fear that nobody is going to step up for that. And to at least transition into a presidential year, it's probably a good idea to have someone that knows what they're doing, who's done it before.
Right.
So that's a little bit of news on this end. I'm going to be back in running for secretary for the Libertarian Party of Virginia, just so we can keep things going strong in the SEC the way they are, because I know Jennifer's running and Jason's running for vice chair. I think Dan's still running for treasurer. I don't think there's anybody else that I've seen step up. I don't have the SEC chat on my Discord, but I haven't seen any rumblings of that at all. But
right.
So we could go along and move along to the to the convention in February on that. So we'll see what happens there. If somebody steps up and wants to be trained, I have no problem doing that. But if not, I guess looking at another 2 years of my service to the SEC and the LPVA, which has helped me a lot. So for situations, so I'm gonna always help those that help me.
Right. Well, that's good. And so hopefully more people do step up, because I think you always want fresh eyeballs on anything. I don't know why it really bums me out a lot.
I know Tina supposedly going back to school or something of that matter. That's why she can't do it. And I understand that.
I get it. I get your personal life jumps in front of you sometimes, and I get that. But it would be nice to have other folks who would be willing to step up, and not pretend to go, oh, I'm so busy. And it's like, no, you're really not busy. It's just,
I think there's also a protection. I think there's this is just the way I feel. Sometimes I think they feel like the devil they know than the devil they don't. Like, you don't want somebody coming in that is like the 7 criminals that try to destroy our party in the state level. Somebody like that trying to come in and destroy the party. So
no, you don't want that, but you just
I want fresh eyes. But
I don't like when you have people just show up, and it's like at the American Legion, someone walks in the door and they're brand new, and you're like, will you be the new commander? And it's like, I just showed up, I just walked in. It's like, because there's no one there to replace the guy There's no one there to replace the guys behind the commander.
Because I was
And
sitting there
that-
thinking, man, I'm like, man, we go through a redistricting, maybe me and you will be in the same district, and then I can give you a break, and then that comes and hits me over the top of the head, and I'm like,
well, I don't know how it's going to play out.
Same with Andrew, like same thing with him, like.
But I can tell you that it's good. Nothing's worse than sitting there, everyone racing to not be it. Yeah. And that's really what we're now into. It's like, I mean, I look back and I think there was things that I wish that I would have done when the RVL was really strong. There was a lot of times now that I look back and go, if I can go back when we had a lot of members showing up, I should have had maybe a couple of them doing like side projects, getting more involved and not just being there to just be there, which, it's great you're there, but you're not doing anything else. So stop being secretary and become this, or stop being treasurer and do this, or stop being chair and do this.
Because I know somebody that's going to 150% would be behind me for doing it. Like Dr. Lark, he just don't have the time. He would never be able to have the time to do that job anymore, like what he has going on academically. So I said to myself, I think it's got to do what's right for the party, and the national party's not there. And hopefully that'll change, but I'm not sure. So we just got to do what's right for the state and keep the state running good, and all these candidates that are trying to jump in now to run good, and it needs strong leadership. So I think being involved in that leadership is not probably a bad idea.
Right.
Because I sure the heck ain't running for office. So anybody can kiss my ass if think they're going to do that again. Will I support anybody and help them in any way possible? Yeah, but my days of running for, office outside of internal party is not going to happen. So,
right. Well, let's see. The other thing that I wanted to discuss. Let me see if I got it up here. Yeah.
We got the potential of. I didn't know when you talked to me the other day with Eric. I thought Eric was who you're talking about, going to jump in, but it's the person that he kind of is behind, which is in the 9th district for running someone. I know that.
Well, Mitchell Bupp is running for as an independent against Morgan Griffith.
Maybe not,
but once again, this is all depend. Like, I don't know how this redistricting nonsense is going to pan out.
I think it has to be passed, and it has to go through a voting referendum. So if that happens, you're not going to get redistricted till after next election. So
it's disgusting.
But you know what? He's running as independent right now.
Any Democrat that pretends to care about the election and democracy and all that nonsense is they're phonies. It's just a bunch of fakes, and it's sad. I hate seeing it like that, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? They're just phony. Let's be honest, they're phony. But I think another thing that I wanted to talk about, since we were talking about independent, last week we spoke with Brandy Hall, who's an independent running for U.S. Senate against Mark Warner. Republicans still don't know who their candidate's going to be, which you would think they would be able to have a slew of individuals show up and become their big to challenge Mark Warner. And everyone acts like Mark Warner is this undefeatable monster here in the state. But let's be honest, Mark Warner is not that big of a deal. Let me rephrase that. He is a big deal. He has money behind him. He has a lot of establishment. He has roots grown deeply into the ground. But in reality, it's never like Mark Warner is getting, we have 8 million people in the state, and he's not like he's getting 70-80% of the vote. It's just there's no way you can beat Mark Warner. More people stay home than actually come out and vote. So if you have someone there for people to vote for, hey, guess what? They're going to come out. And Brandy Hall. So we did the interview with her. I think it did very well.
I've had
And-
I've had extensive talks with her afterwards.
So this isn't our YouTube channel. It's not like we're Timcast and all that stuff. We're so small. We're like the little grain of sand in the ocean with all the YouTube channels. I get that. You're just hoping that you can catch enough wave to get a little cash, from YouTube ads or whatever, and be able to promote libertarian ideas and promote libertarians, even though like she was a left, I think she was a little bit more left than I would have liked. But then I've had talk Bob, like some of the guests that are coming on, who's going to be right. And that's fine.
Me, I'm more.
This is where this is the best thing, and that's what bring people on. Let's hear what they have to say, and maybe they might never have thought of something, and you'll bring it up, and then they'll go home, think about it, and reformulate their ideas, because God knows when the Democrats who've won, they think they've now got a mandate because they trounced the Republicans, and the Republicans should be ashamed of themselves. There was no one there to blame except themselves. And but they're going to sit there and cry and bellyache and then put up phony excuses why they're failures. But all they focused on was trans issues. I don't even think it was the Trump. Trump's hated. Tell me if I'm wrong. Trump's hated and disliked because of social media, and he is nothing evil. He's no different than Barack Obama, Joe Biden, George Bush. There's no difference with him. It's not like he's the new evilness. It's just, all right, we dislike the Republican. We dislike the Democrat. The end. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know what post I put up, but I got blasted to unholy hell.
What was that? Which post?
I can't remember what post that was, but Jesus, I think I shared it with you. My God, people that were in the party. It was Merry Christmas. It was the Merry Christmas one where Trump had Merry Christmas and slapped, like Batman and Robin slapped Kamala, and she says Happy Holidays. I got shit for that. Let me tell you.
Right, I saw. Yes, I saw.
And
that.
Specifically from the left, and people that were in our party that followed the 7, and people that were in the party that jumped to the Liberal Party. They're just like attacking people that. Anyway,
I'm very interested that you said the classical Liberal Party, because I'm wondering where they're at now. And also with Mike Tremont and his gang of 50 plus people. We're not really Republicans. We're just the Liberty Republican Caucus, or Republican Liberty Caucus, whatever. But we're not Republican. You don't have to join the Republican Party to be part of this caucus. Well, yeah, I think you're gonna. If you want to be a delegate, I would imagine their bylaws would have something about you being a member of the Republican. Because I tell you, we're not going to be giving out delegate seats to members of Democrats, Republicans, or if you're not a member of the LPVA, the LP at the minimum, you're not going to become a delegate to national.
Exactly
so
right.
How are you going to make changes? I'll be on the caucus, but be here. I wonder what's going on with them, because I have not. They have.
They like attacking people on social media. That's about as good as they're.
I haven't seen where now either. But that's not the Republican Liberty Caucus.
No.
I don't know what was the big. Why did you leave the Libertarian Party? Just now, Mike, who like I said, I rode with that guy till the end almost. They got my final vote. I mean, the major vote they got in the national election. But Mike Tremont squandered everything. But maybe he also went, well, fuck it, I've messed up joining the Chase Oliver campaign, and now everyone from that right side libertarian isn't going to vote for me ever again, and the left side's
Sure the hell
not
ain't gonna do
gonna
it.
vote for, they're not going to come out and support Mike Termite. You know what I'm saying? So it's like he was like, if it, being the vice presidential nominee with Chase Oliver, or being the vice president nominee with Michael Rectenwald, was like an endless, like, no hope, you know. So, but be here there. We're a small channel. Let's look this at. So today we had the interview with Brandy Hall, and I've made shorts with using an app, I got from Apple. And on this first one that I did, the first short, and it, like I said, it's not many views. It's 500 plus views. And I went, oh my goodness, that's a lot of views so quickly. In the description, I didn't write a description about it. All I did was put her website of Brandy Hall for USSenate.com. I thought that was if people are interested, they can go. But if you can see here, it said, to help keep our community safe, we limited some of your powerful features to channels that have built and maintained a positive channel history, or who have provided verification. As of now, your channel doesn't have sufficient channel history. It has lost access to advanced features, which, like in there, it says, like you can say, like related videos, and I would click the Brandy Hall interview, for instance. So that way, if people watch the thing, they can click that and go to that. This may have happened because your channel did not follow community guidelines, which I assume it was me putting on the external link, because it says you won't be able to do things like get higher daily limits for live streams, shorts, or video uploads, embed live streams, pin comments, or add external links to your video descriptions. So, then what they said, they wanted to restore my access. You have to you can build positive channel history by following our community guidelines, and provide video or ID verification for quicker access that may not be available for all channels. Thank you, the YouTube team. Now, I don't want to, I do want to bash the YouTube people, because I know, but that's the loudest, that's where most people are. It's in YouTube. Yep. It's like getting on X. You get on X if you want to make comments to people. Don't go to Blue Sky or Truth Social, because no one's there. You need YouTube. Rumble sucks. And I wish Rumble, but like, good luck. I mean, it's like pulling teeth trying to get people to follow you and find you, and it sucks.
And they're making it harder on you now. So
you can give me any of your thing, but being here or there, it made me go, obviously it's political. Is it because it's Mark Warner? I mean, let's say Brandy Hall comes in and Republicans actually put up a good candidate and have a good race.
Yep.
She could say, hey, potentially swing it. She earns enough votes to people they don't like Mark Warner, they don't like the Republican, they might vote for her just out of protest. And is YouTube going, hey, well, you're maximum libertarian, you're not allowed to do that.
Exactly right. Probably right.
And even though we're so small, we're
obviously getting views. We're obviously getting eyes.
I've started to track just because, all right, what's metrics? Where are we at? I want to make sure that in X number of months, are we here? If it's not working, you jump out. If it's working, then you keep going forward. But it's really sad and disheartening. So what it was, when I clicked the verification, they wanted me to hold my phone. I could provide a video, or the other verification was I would provide the phone. I would look at the camera, and then it would tell me to look this way and then look that way. And
Like a mugshot.
yeah, so then it was like a mugshot. So then it was so now it says it'll take 24, 48 hours. I thought, well, what the hell is why they even need my face? Because we're on here.
Exactly.
I'm on here on every video,
Unbelievable.
So what do you think about the big
I think it's being done
YouTube?
purposefully. It's being done purposefully to hurt smaller channels. Anything that's against the anything political that they don't like, they're gonna try to shut down. Because you gotta remember, you did pretty good with, I think, Lana Lagia. We did pretty good with a short on her, and then all of a sudden,
Well, the shorts, the shorts. The reason I really got behind the shorts was because of Andrew Schultz, and I heard like back when he released his comedy special on, I think it was on YouTube. All right, so then it's an hour long. Well, then he takes it and cuts it into pieces. Well, everyone watches. They don't watch his entire video.
They watch pieces.
They watched they did watch the entire video, but they watched it in pieces. So in turn, I said, if Brandy gets 8 views right off the bat, let's just say, which is hardly anybody, and depending on how long they stay there, they jump out and then they come back in. But if someone goes to a short and sees a minute and a half and they're just thumbing through it, like, everyone now have been trained to do, and now you're going to sit there and listen to some lady talk, and you might go, oh, I've never thought of that, or maybe you'll like it. So we've had a lot of success with the shorts, and I have seen with our viewership through shorts and our public watch hours on YouTube have went up. Nothing great. I wish I could sit here and say we're monetized. Reality is we're not, and we're far from it. But we're you have to slowly grow, and and obviously we're old men too. We're not the young pups sitting there bringing in the TikTok dances and stuff like that. I get it. Look, politics is something that gets people all hot and bothered. We could talk about pro wrestling or pop culture or documentaries or something like that. And I think we may have even better success than we do now. But reality is, I don't care about that. I mean, in 25 years, when I'm dead, if I die at 75 or if I die at 100, I want to make sure the country's left better than I've got it. We don't have a good country right now. I think Trump has been he's been pretty rough with it. I think the news media has been they're the worst. I blame everybody out. The biggest worst thing is the news media. They allowed this to fester. And if you look at let's say the Somali health kids thing up there right now going on. I guess have you seen that?
Yeah, I've seen that.
Okay, so what do you think about it?
Yeah, like you said, the news media makes things so much worse.
Well, they never exposed it. So let's say if it was there, expose it. And if there was a nothing burger, you should be able to easily put up like, hey, this guy Nick Shirley here's some things. He went there 8 p.m. or 6 p.m. when everything was shut down anyway. So there's not going to be kids there.
I mean, media. Here's the thing with media too. It's blown out of proportion a little bit. Like even local media. We had yesterday was a big brush fire on 460, and I was watching the stream of channel one of our local channels. I'm not going to say which channel it was but they were live on the scene, and the fire department was cutting a tree, and the tree hit one of the wires. The wire took the pole down. The pole then took more poles down, went across 460. And the next thing you hear them talking about is how they almost got hit by the wire. Well, maybe they shouldn't have parked underneath of a down wire or a wire as it is with wires burning. That's the first thing I say. Because as a firefighter, I'm like, you got to be an idiot to sit underneath a wire. But what's the media trying to do? They're trying to twist it that the firefighters were the bad guys here. when it really was their stupidity for sitting underneath of live wires and wires as a whole, where they're burning up.
Right.
So that's how the media twists things to their advantage.
Yeah. So, but the media is really bad. I think voters, I think you blame the media because they have really, social media, mainstream media, all of them have really just done a bang up job making sure voters think everybody is Satan incarnate. And, but then I would have to blame the voters. Well, politicians are very bad, very bad. I think voters. I need to refigure that up for 2026 because I really do have voters will continue to vote for these bad politicians, but I also understand they're just. I don't know what. I mean, I'll just have to think about it. But I mean, you got bad politicians who put up bad bills. Example, the gun control is going to be crazy. What are they calling it now? They've changed the name. You know, went from gun control to gosh, and I'm going to have.
I don't know how to put it either. But they're trying to make it sound better.
It is, but it was just like with climate change. They go from global cooling to global warming. Now they're saying climate change because everything that they say is a mistake and it's wrong. So in turn, they've now went from gun control to, just guns, smart gun laws. Yep. If people can believe in the smart gun laws, and then there's a new one, and I wish I could remember. And I thought, oh wow, that's a neat saying. But Virginia's about. Thank you, voters, for coming out, and thank you for Republicans for all they're focused on was the transgender issue, which they could have been really. I think Glenn Youngkin did. He did okay, I guess. But this should not have been a blue wave because of Donald Trump. I'm sorry, So, but I think that is it for now.
Yep.
I think that's it for 2025. And we will call it a day. So, is there any parting words you want to say, Dean?
Have a healthy and happy New Year's Eve. Stay safe, and we'll see you in 2026.
Correct. That sounds like a good thing. So, until next time, everybody, I'm Brian. That's Dean. Please come back, like, subscribe, follow, do all the great things. Share this video with your family and friends. And until next time, we will see you later. Good night.